The timeline doesn't math up for that
the
one.
math ain't mathing on that one.
No, it's boy math. Right
It's boy math.
It's boy math.
Boy math. I never cheated on you. My daughter's just 6 weeks premature.
It's just the preemie. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, and welcome to the Naughty Podcast. I am your host, Elle Harlow. With me, as always, is
Tiana Sage.
Today we are going to talk about the down and dirty cheaters.
Not excited about this one. Okay.
What is your experience with cheaters/cheating?
So, I have quite an experience, sadly, and also hilariously so, because I feel like it really forms you as a human being.
Yep.
But my first girlfriend in high school, I was 14 and she was like a couple grades older than me.
Okay.
She, at least she didn't like sleep with this person because she was asexual, but she emotionally cheated on me with her ex. And it was insane because I was 14. I had no idea. And also, I have another story too. And also, I had no idea what was going on. And then it would be one of those things where it's like she would lie to me about like how she wasn't feeling well. And then all of a sudden she's posting like a video of her like dancing with her ex in her bedroom. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I had no idea. But I really loved her like a lot. Like she fucked me up. Like my mom, like oh my God. Anyways, so she fucked me up. But also that's not even the worst. I was in grade 7 and I was with this guy, as much as you can be with a guy when you're in grade 7. But anyways, and my so-called friend at the time, which I think I've mentioned before, who made it like her duty to be with any of the people that I like.
Yeah.
She told me that my boyfriend wanted to have a threesome. And I was like, I don't think that sounds great. No. And she was like, well, I want to be a part of your relationship with him. And I'm like, I also don't think that sounds great. We all had a movie night. I was on one couch. They were on another couch on top of each other. And I was just with my bowl of popcorn at 7 because I was awkward. I didn't know what to say. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And then I called my dad and then I left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I don't know if that even really counts, but like that's like my first like.
I mean, that's a pretty good, toe in the pond of being cheated on. Like
right?
that set a lot of precedents, I'm sure, for moving forward when
Yeah.
I've only been cheated on by one guy that I know of. We'll go there.
Yeah.
Because he was not very smart and he was not very good at hiding it.
Oh no.
And like immediately after like the next relationship I went into, I definitely had trust issues.
Yeah, you bring trauma with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't date for like over a year.
Yeah.
After he and I split before I started like even like pretending to like look at dating. Because I knew I was a little fucked up over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I came in with like some hard trust issues. And like I'm much better now.
Yeah.
And like once I was able to like put to bed those issues, and like it didn't help that the next guy I came in with was like he had substance abuse issues and he would lie about it. So
yeah,
my brain would be like, hey, instead of lying to me about it, just be like, I'm at the bar.
Yeah.
Like, because when you lie to me, I spiral into
a
million other scenarios.
Because you've gone through that before. Someone's lying. It's so hard to heal from something like that. I can safely say that I'm not healed, but also because those two scenarios are just the step into the pool. Like it happened so many more times after that it's like, my ratio of relationship that I was cheated on versus relationship that I wasn't is totally askew. And it's so difficult to enter a relationship and be like kind of trusting of this person when people that you've trusted before has like stomped on that shit, And
like it doesn't matter how much like therapy you go to and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's still there. You're still a little hedgy, right? Like
so a little touchy.
Just a little jumpy.
And it's difficult to not bring that toxicity until your next relationship.
Yeah. And there's only so much like self-talk that you can be like, this person isn't that person. This is not that same situation. Yeah. And then the other quieter, deeper voice goes, it sure the fuck is.
But also it's difficult too if you've had it happen more than like 3 or 4 times that it's like, oh, well, this person wasn't like that person, but it still happened anyways.
Yeah. I mean, like the guy who cheated on me, I found out like I had confirmation and was like, well, that's done. And then I kicked him out. He moved out. And then 7.5 months later, he welcomed a daughter.
No way. the timeline doesn't math up for that
the
one.
math ain't mathing on that one.
No, it's
Yeah.
boy math. Right
It's boy
there.
math.
It's boy math.
Boy math. I never cheated on you. My daughter's just 6 weeks premature.
It's just the preemie. I don't know what to tell you. That sucks.
yeah.
Oh, that's brutal. Well, yeah, it's tough to get over stuff like that. Even like you said, if you go to therapy, like it's still, you have to be in the moment in a relationship and working through, and also be with someone that's understanding too,
Yeah.
so you could talk about it, right? And also that's why I love over communication almost. Like, and it's hard not to be toxic in that sense, but you know, I will tell you everything that I'm doing if it's mutual, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I say this quite a bit. I'm like, when it comes to like relationships, if you compared me to like a plant, like the type of relationship I am, I'm like a succulent. Like show up once in a while, like maybe move me closer to the window. You know?
That's
A
hilarious.
little water once in a while, and I'm great.
It's like that. We're like the two audios where it's like the pH in this soil is too high. I believe I may die. That's me, and you're like, fuck yeah, concrete. Like, you know what I mean?
You're an orchid. I'm a dandelion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, what's a difficult plant to take care of? That's me.
Yeah. No, I'm absolutely like moss that can grow anywhere.
Moss. I love that. I'd love to be moss.
It's got its ups and downs. Let's just put it that way.
That's fair.
Do you think relationships can work through infidelity?
No,
I know people who have.
but have they really? Like, you know what I mean? This is what I always say when people are like, oh, we're fine. Meanwhile, one of them cries himself to sleep every night. Truly, 100%, unless the person unless the person that was cheated on doesn't really like that person all that much, that destroys you. I don't know how you can come back from that.
Like, yeah, like I know it's just one couple, but I know one couple who has like worked through it. And like they seem to be fine.
Yeah, they seem fine.
And like the infidelity happened in like the 90s and they're still together.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the level of infidelity.
Yeah, like from what I know, it was like a one night stand. Like husband went on a work trip, had a one night stand, and then immediately felt terrible. And like the minute he got home from said work trip, he fessed up.
Fair. I can kind of see the percentage of it working a little bit more in that case. I think if it was like a long-term, you know, this person was talking to this person, it was almost like emotional and physical.
Oh, 100%.
There's no way. You might as well just pack your bags at that point.
And I think it's harder now because there is, how do I put it? You're always in contact, right? So like if they, you know, swipe someone on Tinder and like had this whole thing going on, so just because you like make them go through and like delete the apps and like,
Yeah,
you know,
it can happen again.
Yeah, because like what says that they're not just, you know, downloading the app when they leave the house in the morning?
Yeah, I was with someone who had Bumble when I was together, and I only saw it on their phone when we were like ordering food or whatever, and then they were switching through apps, and I'm like, what? Wait a minute, hold on.
Wait a second.
Yeah, they were like, oh. You know, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like once there's infidelity, and this is just me, I would not be able to stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, I would never trust you again. Like, you know, it doesn't matter if you fessed up about it. It's like, oh, okay. You didn't care about whether I would leave you or not. You know, you just did whatever you wanted to do. Cause that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Like you did this act. You didn't consider whether I would still be in your life or not after you did it. Like you didn't think of the consequences.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like, and now we're here, right? Like, I think that people, like nowadays cheating is so romanticized. It's insane.
Is it
it's
really?
Oh my God.
Tune me in. Tell me.
Dude, cheating is so romanticized in my age group right now.
Really?
It's almost shocking to have a relationship.
Is it because of like the Ariana Grande?
No,
Thank
no,
you
people
next?
don't give a flying fuck about
okay.
Ariana Grande. But like literally, it's because of like commitment is such a 4-letter word right now for so many people. Like that's why situationships are a thing.
Right.
That's why, you know, like all of these things are a thing. And then people have romanticized cheating because even like look at the way that music about love has changed. Back in like the 40s and 50s, like, yeah, sure, like, you know, there was a lot of domestic violence, but the music back then about love is so different about
Yeah.
music, about love nowadays. You know, like people make music about love and half of it is like, you know, like I cheated on this person and like I don't know, it's just insane. So you find that a lot. Like there is rarely a person nowadays that hasn't gone through some sort of cheating story. A lot of, you know, men will joke about cheating on their girlfriends and wives, and a lot of women will do the same thing. Like it's really weird. It's very romanticized. So a lot of people are desensitized to cheating and how it fucks you up. So that's why I feel like a lot of people kind of do it nowadays and then forget that there's consequences to it.
Right. Now, okay.
Yeah.
Let's I'm just gonna spitball off of that one. So there's been a big shift in how we look at marriage as well. So like, you know, you said back in the 40s, yes, there was this, there was that, but like love songs. Back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even into the 80s, a lot of women would stay in marriages because of how dependent they were on their spouses. In the 80s is when we saw like a big jump in like divorce
Yeah. Fair.
rates. And like even when I was watching Love is Blind, I kept getting so pissed off because they kept saying like, this is it. This is for life. This is till death do us part. I'm like, no, it's not. It's till you both sign a divorce like agreement.
Yeah.
Like get off the cross.
Yeah.
Like no, nothing is till death do you part.
Yeah. Marriage is
is-
totally different now. Not a
you
lot of
know.
people are looking to get married anymore.
No. And like I've been there. You know what? And like, would I change it? No. Would I do it again? Also no.
Yeah, that's fair.
It basically it was a really nice declaration of our love that then entirely like rocked us. Like our taxes changed and it like fucked us over, fucked me over. Like so many things changed for the negative, but like we sure did have that declaration of love that we could have just done every day in a good morning. I love you.
Yeah. I'm such a romantic. I am excited to get married.
I mean, I was too.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I proposed to him.
Yeah.
So like, I was obviously very in it to
Yeah.
get married.
Yeah.
It was just like after we got married, I was like, I wanted to go back to school. Couldn't
Yeah.
because you can't get OSAP.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I, filed my taxes. Oh, I have to pay in $3,000. He makes triple what I do and he gets $3,000.
But he didn't help you with that? I think
I mean,
that's
he
kind
did.
of an imbalance. Oh, okay. I was going to say.
He basically every year, whatever his tax return is basically what I owe. And he
Yeah.
just gives it to me.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, like, that's kind of stupid if he didn't help you.
Yeah.
in
There
that.
was one year I was working like very little due to some like health issues. And I think I made $12,000 that year.
Yeah.
And my tax bill was like $1,800.
Yeah, that's insane.
And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
You're like, I don't understand how this works.
Yeah, he made like $80,000 and they were like,
Yeah.
here's $5,000 back.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
It's kind of wonky. I don't
Yeah.
really understand how that works.
I
but-
don't either.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm such a romantic. I already have my first dance song picked out. I already like know how I want it to look like. I know I'm gonna end up marrying a woman, so I think that like I would want to wear a dress, and if my partner wants to wear a dress or not, like I don't really. That part is totally up to them. But like I don't know. I feel like it's such a right now it's so rare because not a lot of people really want to get married. I find, at least in like my generation. But also, I mean, it's it's for a couple reasons. It's
Yeah.
expensive. People don't really like commitment, all of that fun stuff. But I think
find
it's beautiful.
A lot of people are setting harder boundaries with their families. There's a lot of people who go no contact these
Yeah,
days,
that's
whereas
true.
that wasn't a thing before.
Yeah.
You still had to see, weird Uncle Frank who touched you weird. Like,
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, you can elope and you could go do something like
Yeah.
that too, right? Have your own little special like ceremony without your family.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Why do you think people cheat?
It's the 80-20 rule, right? Like you could be with someone that gives you 80% of the person that you want, but you see the 20% that you're missing out and you go for that 20%. And then you realize afterwards that you just lost, or sometimes not, depending on if you guys figure it out, but you just lost that 80%
Right.
because you're looking for the 20% that person didn't have.
Right.
It could be like, sexual based if the person looks different than your partner, again, it's like a lack of knowing consequences to actions,
Yeah.
which is a huge one. Some people just think they can have their cake and eat it too and not have consequences, but honey, like,
Yeah.
unless you guys work it out, because some people, like you said, your friends worked it out, but not everyone does.
Yeah. It would like, I often hear from like dudes I know who have cheated on their partners. They often blame it on like an alienation of affection. Like they're not getting enough at home. And they're always like, oh, I would be like, well, why didn't you just like,
Spice it up.
spice it up?
Yeah.
Be like, oh, I tried. And I'm like,
You're like, what did you do
I'm
to
like, I know
try?
you. I'm like, did you wait until it had been a day that was like particularly awful for her? Or did you
Yeah.
even ask her if her day was good?
Yeah.
And then like, you got home and she was like cleaning the bathroom in her sweatpants and you went up and like rubbed your dick on her ass. Is that how you tried to get it to go? Like,
Yeah, that's literally their version of trying. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, she was doing the dishes, so I just pressed my body against her. It's like, awesome. You couldn't have like helped and then maybe you set a bath and then go
Right?
from there. Like
Yeah.
then she'd be so much more relaxed.
Yeah.
Like if you have kids, like she's probably taking care of the kids and then has to do all of these things, made dinner and blah, blah, blah. Like it's, and that's kind of the 80-20 rule, right? Like
Yeah.
you could get 80% of a partner where it's like, she probably cleaned the house, did the food, did the dishes, took care of the kids. And like, you want just to get off,
Yeah.
which is different for women than men. And then you just miss out on that. Yeah. Right. Exactly. It's like, oh, you're not wet. I'll make you wet. Like that's not how
No.
it just means
Yeah.
she's not ready.
Yeah.
like you
It
gotta
just
calm
means you
down.
got to try a little harder.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
And all the women that I know who have been cheating, who have cheated, they all said it was because they felt invisible in their relationships.
It's so interesting how for men it's a sexual invisibility and for women it's an emotional invisibility.
Yeah. And it just even like, not even emotional, but like their partner would come home from work and just be like, what's for dinner? And like eat dinner and then like throw his dishes in the sink and then like go and sit on the Barker lounger and just like put his feet up and then like go to bed. And she would just be like,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah, just like the live-in maid and roommate.
Yeah.
There's no affection
Yeah.
there.
And so, it was one of those things like and all of them said like, and now obviously like I don't have like the hugest like subject group for this, but all of the girls that I asked, they all said it was like it was very organic in how it happened. It was, they didn't download apps. They didn't.
Yeah, like didn't go out searching for it.
They were out somewhere and
Yeah.
like a guy like was like, wow, you're beautiful. And then like, let me buy you a drink. And next thing you know, they're like making out in the back of a club.
Yeah.
And, they automatically were like, oh my God, this is so awful, blah, blah, blah. And like,
Yeah. Yeah.
2 of the 5 that I spoke to like came clean right away, like went home and was like, I did a thing.
Yeah.
The other 3 did not come clean right away and definitely met up with their, amour out a couple of times before they were like, I can't do this.
Oh no.
Yeah, but it was all like very organic. It like
Yeah.
it happened. It wasn't,
Yeah.
they didn't go looking for it. It came to them.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, like now with dating apps and stuff, like it must be so easy.
It is. And too, they have ways to hide that you have a dating app on your phone. You can make it look like your calculator app. So when you go on the calculator app, it just looks like a calculator. And if you put in a certain number code, it'll pop up like where you can like save shit on there. I don't really know. I've never used it, so I don't know what's
Wild.
on it. But like they make it so easy and so accessible nowadays that it makes sense that people like it makes sense. I hate it and I don't support it, but it's the easier now than ever, really, right?
Well, that's wild. Yeah. I mean, easier to cheat, but also maybe easier to get caught because there's so many receipts.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Yeah.
you can't block every notification and
That's
And now with like all of the Face ID and stuff, like I've heard of like on Reddit and stuff, girls like taking their boyfriend's phone like while he's asleep
Yep.
and like going through it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's really smart.
He's kind of brilliant. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, it's yeah, easier to do it, but also easier to get caught.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
What would you do if your best friend told you that they were cheating on their partner?
It's difficult because I think I would want to talk to them about why. I don't listen. I support women's rights and I support women's wrongs, but cheating is so difficult for me to support because the answer is right fucking there. If you don't want to, if you want to be with someone else emotionally or physically, then be with that person.
Yeah.
What are you? I'm so confused.
Have a conversation.
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah.
If you are not getting what you need in your relationship, you need to speak up.
Yeah.
If you still are at an impasse and needs aren't being met, then you have another conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe that conversation is to be non-monogamous. Maybe
Yeah.
that conversation is that you break up.
Yeah.
Maybe that conversation is that you give the kids to grandma and you go on a couple's vacation for, a long weekend.
Go to those like adult like resorts where
Yeah.
you just, have fun and be naked all weekend.
Yeah. There's a ton of other routes that you can take
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
cheating happens.
I think people too are just so scared to lose that like support from that person. Like they like I said before, they want their cake and they want to eat it too. Like they don't want to lose what they have with that person, but they also want to explore these other things. It's like that is the most selfish and stupid reason I can ever understand for cheating. Like I will never get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't. It's very black or white with me. You know what I mean?
That's everything.
True. I guess everything is black and fucking white, I guess. But for me, it really makes no sense. Like there's like an easy answer. You know?
mean, and I've had enough relationships in my life that I've definitely had to have those tough conversations.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I am not feeling fulfilled in this relationship. So one of two things has to happen.
Yeah.
Either we fix it or we end it.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy conversation to have.
No.
And, everyone's crying and everyone's upset.
Mm-hmm.
But you shit or get off the pot.
I think people think that it's selfish to have those conversations, but it's more selfish to lead someone on and string them along and cheat and lie than it is to just being open and honest.
Yeah.
Because what if that person is down for a non-monogamous relationship, right? Like what if they've been having the same feelings? Like, I've seen situations where both people are cheating at the same time.
Oh, 100%.
Like, the fuck? Leave each other or figure this out so that you can be, I don't know, something. Like, this is insane.
I remember this guy I worked for. He was a gay man.
Yeah.
And he was, I don't know, 10 years older than I was, 15 years older than me. And his partner was like 10, 15 years older than him. And they came out of across the hall rooms at a bathhouse and oh, I didn't know you were here.
No way. At the same time?
Yeah. So
that's hilarious.
Bob is coming out of one and Steve is coming out of the other.
Oh.
It's like, oh, hey, I didn't know you were here tonight. And they were open and everything.
Yeah.
But could you imagine?
I mean, if you have the understanding, if you don't have the understanding, that would be but you can't be upset about it because you're there too, right? It's like the song is do you like pina coladas? Like that whole song is he wrote into the paper and then the wife responded. It's you can't be upset about it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it's they'd had the conversation. Myself, I remember being in a non-monogamous relationship and at the time we were you could say in the closet about it. We weren't openly talking about it. And my coworker was like, yeah, I just can't imagine. If you just want to fuck other people, why even be in a relationship? I don't get non-monogamy. Da, da, da. And I'm just
you're well,
I don't know.
That's fair. I love that. I also can say that I don't get non-monogamy. I understand it. I could never do it. I respect it.
That's
I could never
fine.
do it because I think that I'm so scared of someone still not being honest. And I, as selfishly as it is, I want someone to be my everything, and I want to be the everything to that person.
Oh, that sounds exhausting.
No, but I think it's beautiful. I think it's more exhausting having to find other connections to fill those cups, right?
Yeah.
Again, this isn't this isn't me speaking downwardly on non-monogamous relationships, because I think that they can be beautiful. Again, my black or white brain, I just can't understand it. You know?
I mean, it's It's not without its challenges, for sure. But like I did try for a very long time to be the everything for my partner. And I couldn't.
Fair.
Right? Like there were just some things I couldn't provide.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Right? So it was just like, huh.
Yeah.
So neither of us want to get divorced. Neither of us want to leave. Neither of us want to like, pack our bags and go. So what is our other option? Be miserable for the rest of our lives?
Yeah.
Or find something else?
Yeah.
And so then like, because I'm a nerd, I started reading books. And I started reading, like relationship books, which then led me to like books about ethical non-monogamy and polyamory. And I was like, this actually sounds like it could be a thing.
I think if you have a solid base relationship with your person, then for sure, right?
Yeah. It's definitely not easy.
I wouldn't imagine it. I think, walk in front of a moving train if I was in a ethical, non-monogamous relationship. I'm too jealous, and I couldn't. It'd be way too much for me.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a long time where I didn't think I could either.
Yeah.
I'd hear other people talk about it, and I'd be like,
yeah. Yeah. But the thing is that I don't necessarily have that relationship. I mean, reaction to that. I think I have more of like that's really cool. But I don't know. Maybe it is my age. Maybe it is also the autism. Like I couldn't compartmentalize that.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, cause even like, to me, it just doesn't, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense, in theory, but in practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you ever be with someone who's cheated in their past?
No.
Yeah, that would be a no for me too.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I get it. Like we all grow and stuff, but it would just...
I don't even care about the backstory. I don't care if you're drunk in Hawaii and someone came up to you. I don't give a fuck. Like you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I also hate too. When people are like, "Oh, I was drunk." Well, drunk actions are sober thoughts.
Yes.
So no, if you were willing to do that before, what's stopping you from doing it again? Because to me, it's a question of morality.
Yeah.
It's 100% a question of morality.
Yeah.
If like you're willing to cheat on someone, that means that you morally or subconsciously agree that it's not that big of a deal. And I disagree with that.
Yeah, same. Hard agree.
Yeah.
Do you think you have a moral obligation to tell the person being cheated on, i.e. like you've found out you're the other woman?
Oh, 100%.
I agree. Again.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like as much as it sucks, and like especially if you're the other woman, like you're going to be the one who's blamed.
Yeah.
But like you need to let the other person know, simply because like it's like, hey, so and so, I know I've just found out is your boyfriend, and we were together, and I can tell you that like we used a condom. I've been recently tested.
Yeah, like everything's okay in that sense.
But if he did it with me, who else has he done it with? So like, for your own health and safety, please go get tested. Well,
it's like the hey girly message that people dread so much, right?
Because it's either your boyfriend's cheating on you, or would you like to buy this MLM product?
Very true. Very, very true. But yeah, I feel like it's like one of those things where I'm a girl's girl, right?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want to support this. I think that I would just, even if like I didn't say anything because I was told that person that happened with was going to tell the girl, like I would feel bad.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like I've been in a situation where that happened and the person said that, like I was told one thing about the relationship turned out to not be true. And they said that they were going to talk to the girl about it. So I left it because like I don't know. Like it was a weird position of like, I don't know if I should add fuel to the fire. They said that they're going to, I don't know. Right. So it's like weird. It still weighs on my head to this day, but even though it was a while ago, but still it's like, it's hard to know what to do in that situation. But I always think the best thing is just to be honest. Right.
I had this exact thing happen to me like earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
In 2022, I'd been dating this guy who lived well outside of the city, and I would haul my ass on the Greyhound, not the Greyhound, the Go bus.
Oh my
Greyhound
God.
doesn't exist anymore.
I was gonna say, damn.
I would haul my ass like 2 hours north of the city on like the Go bus like every other weekend.
Yeah.
And then I was going on vacation. I came back from vacation. I had sent him a postcard
Yeah.
And when I got back to Toronto, I had mailed him his souvenir
Okay.
because everyone likes to get mail. I
Yeah.
love to get mail.
That's true. I love getting mail too.
And it was returned to sender. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And I literally mailed it like at the airport.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, weird. And I had messaged him and I hadn't heard anything, but I didn't realize I hadn't heard anything because, you know, you come back from vacation and it's like reality slams you in the face.
Yeah.
So I messaged him and was like, hey, like, what's up?
Yeah, like what's going on?
And like nothing for like a couple of days. And so then I tried to call him and I left a voicemail and then that was it. I was like, okay, well, like the silence is all of the answer I need.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like rude and immature to like ghost after dating for like 3 months.
Yeah.
But fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. So something had happened on my phone while I was away and my Snapchat wasn't working properly.
Mm.
And so I was constantly having to like delete it, reinstall it, re-sign in, do all of these things. And at one point, and this went on for like months. And at one point it asked me if I wanted to sync my contacts. And I was like, yes, just fuck, let me into the goddamn app.
Mm-hmm.
And so it had synced my contacts, sorry. And it must have added him.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like look.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, yeah, fine. It's fine. Just fucking let me use this app. So that was in like May of 2022. And then in January of this past year, suddenly I get a message from this guy. And I was like, well, where the fuck have you been?
Mm-hmm.
And like, and he's like, oh, like I just had some like stuff. And then like, like, because he'd had like an ex-girlfriend that he told me was crazy, which is a red flag.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know, like shit happens. And, you know, like not every relationship ends on a good note.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, like my crazy ex popped back up and like life just got really hectic. And then by the time it had calmed down, like so much time had passed that I was like a little embarrassed. And I was like, okay, like.
An interestingly detailed like reason.
Well, no, because he was
but
like.
in a good way though.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I would be like, oh, okay, like that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because he was like, oh, my like ex popped up. And I was like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm like, and?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, like life just was really messy. And I was like, and?
Yeah.
Because I'm just like.
You could have said something.
I'm like, you're 36 years old. Like,
yeah.
Use your words.
Yeah. So then, so what, how did you?
So we ended up, you know, canoodling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah. So like, you know, do you want to hang out again? And he was like, oh yeah, definitely. And I was like, I am super busy, but like I'm off like this specific weekend. Did you want to like hang out? And he was like, yes. And I was like, great.
Mm-hmm.
And so like a few days leading up to that weekend, I was like, hey, did you still want to hang out? And I get no response.
Right.
So I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I was like going about my life, like just, and all of a sudden like that little voice in the back of my head was like, he's got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I looked him up on Facebook. I had never done that.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was a girl in his profile picture.
Oh no.
And I was like, wonder who that is. So I clicked on her profile picture. There's a picture of her pregnant.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh, how new is this picture? Oh, 4 days old.
Oh no.
So I messaged her and I was like, hey, just wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
So-and-so was 100% in my bed this day, this time.
Yeah.
And he told me his sister was pregnant.
Oh,
not his girlfriend. Had I known you existed, I never would have entertained you,
obviously.
like, at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, and here are the screenshots to prove it.
Yeah. You got the receipts.
Yeah, I was like, and she was like, well, I live with him and I'm about to have his baby. And I was like, just so you know about me, like,
yeah.
I get tested X number of times a year.
Yeah.
I always use protection.
Yeah.
Da.
Yeah.
And I was like, so if he did it with me, he's done it with somebody else.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, I like have this very awkward conversation. I put my phone down. I go do something else in my apartment. I come back, I pick up my phone. I had like 19 missed calls from this motherfucker.
No.
And I was like, sir, you had your chance to tell your
Yeah,
story.
too bad.
Too bad, so sad.
That's insane.
Yeah, but
and it's difficult too. Like the person being like, "Well, I live with them and I'm having their kids." Like, you do with this information what you will.
yeah, I'm not I don't want them.
Yeah,
I don't want them. But it was just like this like moment of like, I don't know, female intuition, whatever. I was putzing around in my house and I just heard this little like voice in the back of my head.
Yeah, that happens. You're like, something's wrong. Something's wrong.
There is a disturbance in the force.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And I was like, I wonder if he has a Facebook.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, there he was.
With a pregnant girlfriend.
And I was like, oh.
Interesting.
Oh my.
I've had like a situation where I was talking to this person and we haven't even met. Like we were just like talking, but it had been going on for a while. Not seriously, but it's like, have you heard of the term like having a roster?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was one of my roster. I didn't really have a lot of communication with this guy. But anyways, one day I'm in the car with my mom and we're driving to Toronto to go to a market. And all of a sudden my phone rings. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't recognize his number. And I never pick up. But I was like, I'm just going to pick up. It's his fucking girlfriend. And his girlfriend. And she's like, what are you doing? I can't believe you're talking to him. And I'm like, why are you mad at me? I had no idea that you existed.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, like, I'm telling you right now, I had no idea you existed. And she's like, oh, like, you had no idea? And I'm like, obvious fuckingly. And then she starts going off about how he's like abusive and about how he does XYZ and like that. She was like, stay away from him because he's a bad guy. And I'm like, then you should also? Why are you warning me, girl? Like, what the fuck?
The call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, just straight up. I'm like, what the hell is happening right now? So it was really interesting. And it's kind of funny too, because she was almost like trying to get me to stop talking to him by warning me about this guy. And it was just so weird. And my kind of intuition was ticking in a little weird. It was like, this is just kind of wacky. It just felt like she was just like, stay away from my man.
Yeah.
He's terrible and beats me, but stay away from him. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't even want to call him a friend, an acquaintance.
Yeah.
Who we followed each other on social media. And whenever he would post, I would comment. Because he's in an entertainment field. Yeah. And so, you want to boost the algorithm, blah, blah, blah. And I'm, trying to be a nice friend. Yeah. And his girlfriend didn't like it. But he would, just say, like, I don't even really know her. Like, we're, like, she comes to the shows, not like my shows. I see her at shows. Yeah. And she just, follows me. It's like, well, why don't you follow her back? Because it's nice. Yeah. And so eventually, I guess they got into a fight, and he told her that he and I
no way
were involved.
No.
So now I've got this like crazy girl like in my Instagram DMs, like flipping shit on me. And I was like, wait, who are we talking about?
Yeah, like, wait, who?
And she's like, are you so much of a whore that you don't even know what homes you're wrecking?
Jesus.
And I'm like, you've said a name that I don't know. Yeah. So I need you to give me a little bit more because I don't know this name. Yeah. And so then she tells me like the name again. And I was like, I still don't know that name. Like, do you have a picture? Yeah. So she sends me a picture and I'm like, oh, that's so-and-so stage name. Yeah. And she's like, oh, you call him that? And I was like, I guess I don't call him.
I call him nothing.
I call him nothing.
To be fair.
And she's like going on this like laundry list of the reasons I need to stay away from him. Like he's abusive. He's this. He's got like herpes or some shit. I'm like, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, like you need to.
I'm not near him. Yeah. I've never been near him.
It's so funny how they like try to like make you stay away from honey, you need to focus on the person. I know like you guys never even met, but it's like you need to focus on the person.
But just like not.
Yeah. Like focus on your partner, not the person that they're trying to go after.
Please yell at someone else.
Yeah, that's insane.
I have nothing to do with this.
That's insane.
And so I, of course, then messaged him and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what did you get me the fuck into?
I was like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is my name in your mouth?
Yeah.
And he was like, honestly, I told her it was you because you're really intimidating, and I didn't think she'd have the balls to talk to you. And I was like, you need to set
Bruh.
this straight.
Yeah.
And I was like, P.S. and I like screenshot it, and
Yeah.
on Instagram it shows you when you've screenshot.
Yeah.
And I like
It
I was-
does?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't used to. I don't have many.
I don't like that.
I don't have many reasons to screenshot things these days.
Just screenshot everything.
And so I like screenshot it, and it even says like, Elle is taking a screenshot, and I was like, I'm sending her this
yeah.
because I need her off my back because
Yeah.
I have done nothing.
Yeah.
Like if you want to cheat, do you, boo?
I'm clearing my
but
name.
please leave me out of your relationship.
Yeah.
And so I sent it to her, and she's like, what is wrong with him? And I'm like, that's a conversation you need to have with him.
Like that's not my circus, not my monkeys.
Not my pasture, not my bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Precisely.
Okay, I want to move on to a topic that is near and dear to our existence.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Every single relationship she's been in, she has been a homewrecker. Mac Miller, he was in a happy relationship. He left the person for Ariana Grande. The recent SpongeBob guy, he was, I don't know, he was really in this good relationship, left her for Ariana Grande.
What about Pete
Before
Davidson?
Yeah, Pete Davidson was in a relationship, left that person for Ariana Grande.
She must have like magic pussy.
She's got a fucking cunt of steel. I don't know what it is.
The Gorilla Grip 5000.
No, seriously. Even before that, there's like Big Sean or whatever. Like every single person that she's been with has been in a relationship, and then she's just been like yoink, and then played with them a little bit, and then be like bye. Yeah.
Thank you next.
Yeah, literally thank you next. And when you listen to that song after you know that, it's kind of a little bit funny.
Now that I knew nothing
Yeah.
about her other than that she had a very long ponytail and used to be white.
She's back to being white now.
Oh, is she back to being
Yeah,
white?
because she's playing the girl, I don't know, one of the witches from The Wizard of Oz, the nice one.
Glinda.
Yeah, she's playing Glinda. So she's like super white now.
Wild.
Yeah, blinding.
Blinded by the white. I'm glad we make each other laugh.
Same brain. Same brain.
Same brain. Okay.
Okay.
Yay or nay, the cheating edition.
It's gonna all be nays. I don't know about you.
I haven't really looked at it, so let's go through it.
I haven't looked
Is
at it.
this considered cheating? They like another girl's pic on Insta.
Oh, depending on the picture.
I mean, for me, like generally speaking, it's a nay.
For me, acknowledging any other woman is an A.
Yeah.
So, I mean, wait. It is cheating. Sorry, I said that backwards.
Oh.
Don't acknowledge any other woman.
I mean, obviously there's 50% of the world's population is another woman. So, yeah, is it just like, is it your friend like Bethany from kindergarten? Yeah, go ahead, like that photo.
You don't know. Maybe they're in a relationship in kindergarten. They should have blinders, like those horse racing face things.
Yeah.
They should have those blinders on.
Yeah, I have too many dude friends that I wouldn't be able to like put that like double standard into
You wouldn't
effect.
be able to stick up with it. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because like I'm not gonna ditch my friends because I got a dude, you know?
True. Well, I mean, there's a difference between ditching your friends and liking their stuff on Instagram, I guess. And I'm also an Aries, so I'm insane. So that's probably why I think that. But anyways, they met.
Go ahead.
They met up with someone without telling you.
That would be a yay. That's cheating.
That's cheating.
Because if you're keeping secrets, there's a reason.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Why-
Why are we being?
Why can't you
Why
tell
the
me?
subterfuge?
Oh.
They are flirt texting with someone, but nothing physical has happened.
Cheating.
That's a cheat.
Cheat. That's emotional cheating.
Yeah. That's
Physical
emotional.
cheating and emotional cheating are both cheating.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They have a work wife. That's fucking cheating.
I mean, I'm assuming it is because they're probably leaning on that work wife for a lot of emotional labor.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just the fact that you call someone a work wife, like, can't it just be like an acquaintance at work? Not why is it a work wife?
I mean, I used to call a girl I worked with my work wife, and I even got her a mug for Christmas that said like world's best work wife.
Aw. But you're in an open relationship.
Fair.
So that's
But
you
it
know
was
what I mean?
also like it was strictly platonic. Like there was
Yeah.
no.
If it's like a joke in that
Yeah.
sense, that's fair. Yeah.
They've received a nude, didn't tell you, but nothing happened. For me,
See-
it depends on. Okay, do they know the person the nude came from? That's a yay.
Yeah.
Now there are an awful lot of like spam bots on
Yeah.
social media that just send random nudes. So if that's the case, that's an A.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that but nothing happened part is kind of like where it's that gray area. But I start to question, like, why do they feel comfortable sending that nude in the first place?
Exactly.
Right? Like, why did you create this energy that they think that they could just send you a nude?
Yeah, like what behavior have you been fostering that says it's okay to send a picture of your bits?
And I would want my partner to promptly block that person if they didn't want that nude. If they just received a nude and did nothing about it, like, were you just leaving them on red? Like, you should either mention that this is something that you don't want. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a weird one.
Because I've definitely gotten like random, like on Snapchat.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you know, so-and-so hot singles in my area. Like, here's my booty. And I'm like.
Also, I feel like, and not to have a double standard about this, because I think it still should be like, you should block this person. But I feel like a lot of men send nudes unprompted versus women. So if it's like you're in a relationship and your partner gets a nude from a female, I feel like it's different. And I hate saying that. I hate saying from a female. I should say from a woman. It's different, I feel like, because men, they'll just wake up on a random Sunday and send you a picture of their wiener. But
the number of unsolicited dick pics that are sent in my message requests is too damn high.
Right? So it doesn't matter what you do. You could strictly say that you're friends and like you still get a wiener pic anyways. But like I feel like for us, we only send it if there's like some sort of
I only send them if you've already seen it in real life.
Or if you're paying for it, I guess. If you make content in that sense. Yeah.
Or if you're paying for it. But yeah, I don't send them for free.
Yeah.
To randoms. And if I am sending them in earnest, it's because you've already seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so that one, like, generally speaking, is a yay for me.
Yeah.
If you receive a nude from someone, that's a cheat.
Yeah.
All right.
Faux show.
Smash or pass? Famous celebrity cheaters.
Womp womp. Jay-Z. Pass.
He's a pass.
He's a pass whether he cheated or not.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion.
He's not very attractive to me.
No, I don't know how him and Beyonce ended up together, but whatever.
I feel like that's like a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Illuminati.
It's very Illuminati.
Ariana Grande. Pass.
It's a pass for me.
As cute as she is, she's a homewrecker.
Yeah, I can't get down with that, like, purposefully, like, going after married dudes.
Yeah, married or engaged,
otherwise
or
entangled.
Yeah, otherwise entangled. Like, what's the point?
Speaking of entangled, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh fuck! I'm not even gonna lift it. Pass. She doesn't deserve my
effort.
My effort.
Zero effort for Jada Pinkett Smith on the pass.
No. Triton Thompson? Who the fuck is that?
Oh, Tristan Thompson. I still don't know who that is.
I still don't know who that is. Oh. Yeah, show me a picture. I need a face.
I'm not good at social media.
I'm not good at
pop
names.
Culture.
I'm not good at names.
And I don't.
Brad Pitt cheated? Oh, right. With
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie. I mean, I would too, but. Oh, yeah. I get it now. Isn't she still with him or something like that?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And like she had like a kid or two with him or something.
Whoa.
Not while she was giving birth.
I know that, like, I know someone who they did that in the real life, like a real
in
person,
the real life,
like a real person, not a celebrity, not a Kardashian.
Yeah.
And let me just say that. So the cheater husband left the wife who was in labor and went with the mistress, and then him and the mistress ended up having a kid like 8 months later or something. Like,
brutal.
She literally got pregnant while like baby mama number one was pushing out the baby.
Jesus Christ.
Huh?
Khloe Kardashian just got pregnant with her second kid through surrogate, and while she was having her second kid through surrogate, and then while that was happening, finds out that Tristan Thompson is pregnant with another girl with another mistress. So I had like 2 kids like back to back.
Do they just have like a completionist mindset where they have to make as many children as possible with the most amount of people possible? That's insane to me.
There's a good dude that I know who has 12 children. He's like early 30s.
Dude.
And most of them, there's an overlap. Like, pregnant
12.
with 12.
12.
12.
That's so much child support.
Oh, he pays nothing.
But right, but like imagine if he did, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He probably doesn't, especially
No.
if he has that many kids.
No,
but
and
imagine.
like, man, I got like dirt, and it sounds like something real fishy's going on. But I'm just like, God damn. But yeah, okay. So Tristan Thompson, he's gonna be a pass for me.
Large pass.
Large pass because God damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Can you imagine paying all that money to have a baby and then just to go out and cheat? Like, what the fuck?
They don't really think that much into it, though.
I guess.
What did you do?
I just got a splinter from the paddle.
What the fuck? Anyone got tweezers?
Oh, it's fine. It just scared me.
Ow.
It just scared me. It's like, what's biting me?
Jesus, yeah.
Danger.
Alert.
Alert.
Brad Pitt stains.
I mean, can I pass on Brad, but yes on Angelina?
I mean, I think that's the thing, you know. I feel like Angelina. I don't know obviously the whole story, but I feel like Angelina was just like a hot bystander that they filmed a movie and she was just being hot, and he was like,
Well, because like he was with Jennifer Aniston, who I find has like the flavor of like white bread.
If she was a spice, she'd be flour.
If she was a spice, she would just be nothing.
That's fair. I can see that.
Water.
I mean, if you're comparing her and Angelina Jolie, like that's a huge difference. That's for sure.
And it's like difference in everything, like talent, star power, like beauty.
She was Lara Croft. Like that was my gay awakening. Was Lara Croft when she was. I watched that movie so much that my mom started to be a little bit concerned. Yeah, and then here I am.
Oh, surprise!
It wasn't a surprise. It was not.
Okay, Tom Sandoval. Am I saying that right?
Oh, from Vanderpump Rules.
Don't watch.
Yeah, but if he's a cheater, I'm gonna immediately pass.
Yeah,
My mom watches Vanderpump, so she'd probably agree with me. Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, y'all. He also looks like if he was a spice, he would also be flour.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a pass for me.
He looks like there's, he's a few fries short of a Happy Meal. That one.
He.
Well, that's fine.
That's all right. Yeah, he always just looks like he is very vanilla.
Yeah, true. He also looks like he's kind of like a couple mental states away. Like he never is very present, that one.
You know?
It would be a pass whether he cheated or not for me. Scott Disick? That's a Kardashian dude too, is he not? Yeah, he's the one that cheated on Kourtney Kardashian. I like him though.
I don't know anything about him, but he's associated with a Kardashian, so it's a pass for me.
I like Scott. He's the funny one, right? He's
did
hilarious.
I saw a clip of him fat shaming. Which one is it? Kourtney? Him saying like, oh, when we got together, like you were slimmer and that's what I liked. And she's like, yeah, now I've had like 2 of your babies. And he's like, I'm still allowed to like what I like. And I'm like, sir, she procreated for you.
Yeah.
Like,
you have a little bit more sympathy.
And she's also this big.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Like, I don't know how much smaller she can get.
Otherwise, she's going to fall through the subway grate if she gets any smaller.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. I think he's hilarious, but,
I just saw this clip the other day because I don't.
Wait, sorry, continue.
I just saw this clip the other day, so I have no reference. And, he's not been in the scene for a while, so, it's an old clip. Yeah. Thanks, Reels. Reels.
Yeah. It's
Keeping
like, remember
current.
what this person said November 12th of 2004? Like, no, I do not remember that.
But thanks for bringing me into the circle, Reels.
Yeah. I can't believe it. Kristen Stewart is a cheater?
OG cheater.
What did she do? I don't know. This is before my time.
Oh, yeah, I guess it would be.
Yeah.
I can't remember who she cheated on, but she was...
She cheated on Robert Pattinson.
With who?
With a lady.
So she cheated. Smash. I already had it loaded anyways, because that won't change my mind.
She's a pass for me because she always looks like she's got stinky socks under her nose.
No, she's stunning. She's stunning. She's hilarious too. I mean, if you're comparing like her acting in like Twilight, sure. But like literally anything else that she's in, she's stunning. I love her.
The only other thing I know for sure that I've seen was The Runaways, and she played Joan Jett. And like Joan Jett, you talk about like queer awakening.
Yeah. I don't know who that is, but I see it.
Joan Jett was like, she's like a
Oh, she's a singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know who that is.
So she was like one of my queer awakenings.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah, I know who Joan Jett is.
And when watching her play Joan Jett, I was like,
well, it's probably just a miscast at that point because I can't see her playing a very good Joan Jett. But she played, she was in something else that I really liked. She was in, it was with Jesse Eisenberg, the action movie where she was like his handler and he was fucked up. Yeah, American Ultra. I would fuck the shit out of her in that movie.
yeah, it's a pass for me.
Smash.
Ben Affleck.
He's a cheater?
I guess.
Was he the one that shot someone? No, that was someone else.
Just cheated on his wife to go back to Jennifer Lopez. No, is it Lopez?
Yeah.
J-Lo? Yeah.
So he was with the other Jennifer. He cheated on Jennifer Garner to go back to.
Cheated on Jennifer Garner to go back to J-Lo?
Yeah, and like Jennifer Garner, she comes across as like the nicest lady.
Yeah. It's always the nice ones. The nice ones always get cheated on. I didn't think that J-Lo was that relevant. Was she still around? What's she been doing?
I don't know.
She still existed? Anyways, yeah, pass on that one.
That's a pass for me.
That's a pass
That's
already.
a pass for me.
Who was the one that shot someone by accident in the movie
It was a
scene?
Baldwin.
Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec. Yeah.
Alec.
Electric Baldwin. He's going to therapy now.
What is the matter with us?
I don't know. We're running on like no energy and our drinks. That's my energy right now anyways.
I have to go out after this, so it's gonna be
On a Wednesday?
I'm on vacation now.
Oh, but what's open on a Wednesday?
No,
I mean,
I'm
from.
I'm going to someone's house.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you're going like out, like going.
Or like
out.
not home.
Oh.
Not home to my bed, which is where I should be going.
Oh, okay. Love that. That's what I'm doing because nothing's open in Oshawa on a Wednesday.
I mean, I can't imagine there's much open in Toronto on a Wednesday either.
I mean, it's Toronto. You can find something.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
I don't know. Anyways.
Like a pub.
A pub.
A pub.
Oh, my pub has amazing fried pickles. I've been on such a fried pickle craze lately. I got some on the way here and it almost killed me. It burnt my chin because all of the stuff went anywhere.
Oh no.
On the 401 as I'm going like 140 kilometers an hour.
In the snowstorm.
In the snowstorm. I'm like dying from my hot pickle.
I love pickles.
Me too.
I love pickles. And that's it. That's the Naughty Podcast. Today we talked about cheating, infidelity, emotional and physical cheating. Which is worse? It's all terrible. Let's be real. I've been your host, Elle Harlow. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Elle Harlow.
I'm Tiana Sage. You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Tiana Sage.
And don't forget to follow the Naughty Podcast on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at the Naughty Podcast. Tune in next week where we'll talk about something else terrible.
Yeah, don't cheat on us with another podcast. Emotionally or physically.